guys, it's me. I was gonna do a video a couple days ago, but about the Palmer House in Minnesota, but I'm doing it now. I was gonna do it at a spot where I picked, but yeah, it was kind of creepy. You know how in those movies where you're at a spot and like a truck comes up like slowly and it like stops and like kind of like one of those like stalker kind of vehicles. Well, that's what kind of like this one was. It was maybe like a 69 Ford. I know it was like an older Ford vehicle. It was red, but I decided to do it at this Mount Morris Park, so. But I wrote down the history of the place that I'm going to in Minnesota in 2 weeks from this Thursday. And I wrote it down in my handy dandy notebook. So, but yeah, I was gonna do it in my vehicle, but I kind of have enough of the in my vehicle video, and I can't do it while I'm driving, but as I said in a couple of my videos at the beginning of the summer, at the end of July, I went to the Farrar School in Iowa. It was an awesome experience. I've been to a couple places. I've been to the one school in Wisconsin Rapids. I just kind of had a personal experience. You know how like a cat rubs against the back of your leg? I felt that. And they did mention that that there was a ghost cat there, but when I was going through my EVPs and that, one of the investigators like, did somebody turn on the light in the kitchen? And not even like maybe like a minute or so later, I hear a little girl say, "Help me." Creepy. But yeah, went to that school what was it? Once. That was like the first thing I went to with my local paranormal group. Second one was the Berlin Tannery. That was like, there was too many people, but freaking mannequins scared the living daylights out of me, Then, this was last October, right around this time. Then this year, I went to the Farrar School in Iowa. Then I'm going to the Palmer House in Minnesota, in Sauk Century. I think that's the name of the town in Minnesota. It's 5.5 hours, kind of like northwest. Same amount of distance as I went to the Farrar School. So like, and that's what I'm going to in 2 weeks from this Thursday. I get to meet Steve Gonzalez from Ghost Hunters. I'm excited, But anyways, I have like 2.5 pages. I'll do this, then when I find out more information of the history and all that, I'll do another video. But as what I could find so far, the Sauk Century was the town's first hotel back in the 1900s. It burned down to the ground on June 26, 1900. Then in 1901, Ralph L. Palmer and his wife, Christina J. Palmer, built the Palmer House Hotel. And like the citizens spoke among themselves, now at least perhaps the town can have its first-class hotel. The Palmers lived there. You know, it was kind of like a bed and breakfast, like back in the 1900s. With their children Hazel and Casillo L. Palmer. Christina's mother and brother George Brender also worked at the hotel. For its modern day, the Palmer House was like the first building in Sauk Century with electricity back in the 1900s. Holy shit, that actually got to live in daylight time to me. But, you know, I think that's when, like, the electricity with Einstein, I think Einstein developed electricity, I think. And history is my favorite subject, too, you know. But, like, salesmen traveling around the world by rail regularly use the hotel for, like, business meetings, relaxation, like back in the day, you know. Then soon the hotel became like the cornerstone of Sauk Century's downtown area and served as a gathering place for the now content locals. Nobel Prize winner Sinclair Lewis, I know that name sounds familiar, referred to the hotel as the Minniemashie House in his 1920 novel Main Street. I know that name sounds familiar. Every time I hear the name Sinclair, I think of the show Dinosaurs, you know, like back in the 90s, with Not the Mama and Charlene and Not the Mama. Anyways, the hotel endured an ambitious makeover in 1993, exposing its natural beauty from top to bottom with respect to the owners, Richard and his wife. However, some of the comforts to which society has become accustomed have been added. The hotel originally housed 38 small rooms with guests sharing a common necessary room, you know, like bathrooms and that, down the hall. Now there are 19 rooms, each with its own bathroom, so pretty much they probably took 2 rooms, knocked down one of the walls to add on the bathroom to each rooms, you know. With its own facility, you know, and all that lovely stuff. And I guess various people have reported paranormal activity at the Palmer House. The Palmer House held its first paranormal seminar on January 18th through the 20th, 2008. The attendees, including television personality Chris Fleming and Patrick Burns' Darkness on the Edge of Town, radio host David Schrader, and other paranormal experts. If you guys seen Ghost Adventures, which I used to watch that show, but it's like I really don't get into that show no more. I guess the Palmer House was featured in the 4th episode of season 7 of Ghost Adventures, where they investigated the building with David Schrader, the radio host. And now they're saying it's been called one of the most haunted places in Minnesota. I'm not from Minnesota. I'm next door. I'm from Wisconsin. So eventually I'll get there with the haunted places in Wisconsin, you know. Then I guess the Palmer House was built back in 1901, like I said, after it burned down, to replace similar building that burned down. Today it's still a hotel, restaurant, and a pub, you know. And including all that, there's also a bunch of room for ghosts. I guess for the most part, the ghosts or spirits, whatever you want to call them, are like mostly friendly and don't mean to bother you, you know. I guess the owner now, Kelly Freeze, occasionally they might have your things moved around, you know, like your keys, your phones, whatever. Or they might snuggle with you in bed, you know. And if you take a video recorder with you, you might nab little bits or pieces of your footage, you know. I guess it's a small town with a historical hotel. Then it has a friendly cat that demands attention. I have 2 of those cats. Then one's attention. And it has a ghost cat. And I guess not too many people like to go to the basement, because I guess it's creepy. Then I guess Kelly Freeze has owned the building since 2002. She has more stories to tell than we could ever put in a video. She's seen a handful of full body apparitions, which I've seen one of those at our school. Many which she approached thinking they were like guests, you know, trying to rent a room or whatever. She said there was nothing about them that would indicate out of place, out of time, out of space. I guess there was one apparition that the owner, Kelly Freeze, hadn't seen in years, reappeared a few months ago, wearing a bright red head wrap. At that time, the hotel was flooded with people for an event. However, only a handful of people were able to see the woman. Later on, Freeze was going through the photos and was able to recognize the woman as the Palmer's daughter. The snowman, well, that's a different story, often move on and dance with the kids, which is cute unless you know it's not plugged in. Overall, those who work at the Palmer's house, some of the creepiest things would happen in real life. One of the managers said she doesn't like going to the basement. Not because that's where the spirits hang out, but because it's flat out creepy. Looking basement, of course, what basements don't look creepy, you know, not even if the house isn't even haunted. So, I guess she went down there alone. A living bird flew up at her and she was scared. She had to crawl out. You know, the living are way scarier than the dead, she says. Then I guess a year after the fire destroyed the hotel in 1900, the boarding house and brothel that sat on the site. Creepy. And I guess some believe the Palmer House was built on the same footings, but it's not known for sure because there isn't a lot of history available of the hotel. The Palmer House, yeah, for its time and was one of the first buildings outside the Twin Cities to have electricity and plumbing in the building, because, you know, back in the 16, 17, 1800s, like, you had to go on the outhouse, you know, and all that, and I guess one of the guests seen a boy bouncing a ball down a hallway. Other sightings including books flying from shelves, poltergeist, glass cup shattering, and an old man standing at the foot of a bed. Like, creepy, you know, but that's as far as I got.